Take two. Eastern North Carolina, Thursday morning. I'm a little bit late because somebody was taking a trailer full of furniture and I had to chase them down and see if they were taking the Habitat store because I might want it. So this is Edenton, North Carolina, where I've lived for 20 years. And this morning you get a special chance to take a little field trip. We're going to go take a peek in this house with my very good friend, MaryScott, realtor, at Something About Mary on Facebook. So if you decide you want to see it in real life, you can. Okay, we're going to turn it around, and she's going to turn off her video where she's watching me, because that's insane. Ooh.
It's like we're on Mr. Rogers.
I tell you what, these bushes are gardenias. So my house, that used to be my house, right there. Oh, my nice house. And I would come over here and they would share their gardenias with me. Well, hello. Are you the lady of the house?
Yes, but you didn't tag in your page.
I've tagged you now. So dramatic. What, you out here doing a little light reading?
Yes, I was doing my research so that I could pretend that I didn't keep all this history in my head.
Oh, so you're the realtor
I am the realtor.
of 106 West King Street.
You want a little history lesson on the Wagner Wood House?
Yes, let me sit down
So
beside
there
you.
is an old Edenton map that shows a different house here. The old Edenton map is dated 1769, so this is not the original house on the property. But I'm going to tell you something that you didn't know. So this house was built around 1850, and it changed hands several times pretty early on. But one of the folks who bought it around that time in that couple early exchanges was the Woods, Edward Wood, who owned Greenfield.
This is my kinfolk
So
by marriage.
Greenfield, which is a beautiful plantation, still intact, about 20 minutes east of downtown Edenton, out on the river and sound, was his primary home, and then this was his in-town property.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he was living here when his cousin was occupying Hayes.
And he just let his cousin live there at Hayes?
Well,
or was it his?
He was gifted Hayes while he was living here.
Oh.
So
So
he
he
moved
moved.
from here to Hayes,
Just the governor's mansion.
and his oldest daughter and her family moved here.
Oh, where had they been living?
I don't know that. But then his
Rocky
oldest
Hop.
daughter, passed away, and her husband
In
moved to
childbirth?
Raleigh. No, it doesn't say why. But he was the Secretary of State for North Carolina.
The husband?
Yep. Her
Moved to
husband.
Raleigh.
Yep.
There were no
Became
cars then,
Secretary
right?
of State.
That was when there were horses.
Well, this would have been around just prior to the turn of the century.
Yeah, they took a horse. I
When
wonder
is,
how long
when
it
is
took.
the earliest car? When was the
I
Model
think
T?
it was in the 20s, right?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not a great person to ask for details. I can barely remember the date my children were born sometimes.
Really?
I struggle with that.
I don't.
I'm not good at dates. But anyway, so then the Woods' youngest son bought it. And when he bought it, the house sat way closer to the street.
Oh.
So this was around the turn of the century. He picked it up and moved it back and enlarged the house. And you'll
Really?
see that the house has been added on to over the years. And the son who put the house where it sits today was a part of development of the cotton mill and the peanut mill. And just for curiosity's sake, he was the manager of the Carolina Tar Heel football team.
Really?
How about that? There's your little
This is history in the making here.
history lesson. Anyway, they resided here until about the 1950s. And the current family that lives here has been here about 10 years, give or take some. And then, of course, we knew the family before who lived here. So it's been...
Who was here before them?
The Dixons.
No, before the Dixons.
I don't know who owned it before the Dixons, but I do know that a group of young bachelors living in Edenton all lived here together for a number of years, like Bill Gardner. And,
Did they rent it?
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine? I bet that was crazy chaos.
Right? Don't you bet they had some fun in these walls?
We're not in Beaufort, but it looks, Edenton is very similar to Beaufort, except Edenton is older and Beaufort pretends to be. And I don't want any comments from people in Beaufort that argue. You'll be banned.
No arguing.
I have never had a front porch. Someday I'm going to have a house with a great big old front porch.
So it has deep, wide, double front porches. Tons of people ask what this vine is that's growing on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
It is a vine called smilax. You spell it S-M-I-L-A-X.
No, I thought it was...
No, it's X.
It's like Similac,
Yeah,
like the formula.
It is. And it is a vine that grows in the wild in North Carolina. A lot of people use it in holiday decorations here. It's a traditional holiday green. It stays green all year, and if you want it growing along your porch, like I have it on mine, you plant, it's a bulb, you plant it, and it grows a root and is obviously a trailing vine.
Or you can not have it and just go to friends' houses and cut it, which is what I prefer to do. Ooh, hold on. Let me get the right view. Okay. I don't need to be in the view.
So again, built around 1850? 1852, to be exact.
Oh, I love a grand front hall.
And this wide center hall is definitely the highlight and centerpiece of this house. I often refer to this as being one of Edenton's grandest old ladies.
Oh. And this is an old lady chandelier too, right?
It is, yeah. It's probably been hanging here a long time.
Mm-hmm.
The floors, original wood. You'll see some varying materials throughout. In the era that this house was built, you had hardwood floors if you couldn't afford carpet. So all of these would have been covered by carpet. And then as times changed, obviously hardwood became, or wood, not necessarily hard. A lot of floors in here are pine. Anyway, they would be uncovered, but they didn't care so much about matching and the way the floors were laid because they would have, of course, been covered with thick wool carpets.
Isn't that funny back then? Mm-hmm. And how high are the ceilings?
I told you that I knew that you were going to ask me that, and so we're going to judge.
So I think I know how tall they are.
12.
Yeah, 12 feet.
That's what I think.
12 feet. Because that would mean those doors were about 8 feet, which makes sense.
No, they're way more than, we'll see. Yeah, the doors are probably 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, every door in here is solid. The fireplaces and mantel's original. It's a very symmetrical house. So on either side of the center hall, there are formal living and dining rooms. And what would have been a family dining room is on this side. So super symmetrical. Center hall with matching square rooms on either side. And both happen to have exterior entrances.
Oh.
So
Now,
this would have been the formal living room. You notice original glass in the windows. The scale of this room is really beautiful.
Oh, look, there's a little tiny kitty. Hello, kitty.
And
hello.
Good natural light.
Nope.
Pocket doors or bifold.
Oh, bifold doors right here.
Yeah, the pockets.
Oh, so pretty.
Real solid folding doors separate the living space from the dining.
Now, does anything, the house is for sale, does any furniture or window treatments come with the house?
Nope.
No. Okay.
You're buying
Buying the structure.
structure.
Oh, I could just sit right here. I feel like I need somebody to bring me some tea.
But it doesn't feel stuffy, does it?
No, it feels so peaceful. And it makes me want to go home and decorate. I need to get a plant. Do you have plants in your house? I grew up with fake plants. And look at this. Is that a portrait?
Yeah.
Boy, it looks like a photograph, doesn't it?
That's really good.
Wow. I know that little fella. And tell me about the fireplaces. Do the fireplaces work? Do they use any of them?
They do use the one in the den. There are 4 fireplaces. It just, we live in 2023, so my statement is to tell you that you would need to have them all checked out. These are all too shallow to be wood burning.
Okay, these were coal fireplaces.
Yeah,
Real
but
pretty.
they do burn the one in the family room.
Okay.
Look at the molding. I mean, they just don't build anything like this anymore. Look how many
layers,
details.
right?
And, yeah, it's really exquisite.
Gosh. And the windows are so big and pretty.
2/2 windows.
This makes me want to get back into an old house. I'm currently in a new house.
There is character and details that you cannot replicate anymore.
It's really true.
Obviously you can.
Well, in a new house, you just don't have the charm that you do in an older house. And you have fireworks just in case anybody's ready to set something off. This is pretty. Do you know anything about this piece of furniture?
I do not.
Oh, it's real pretty. Are they real fireplaces? Yes, they would have been the primary source of heat in the house.
Correct.
Got some North Carolina artists in here. Pretty chairs. Woo! Could have Thanksgiving dinner. Have everybody sit in here in the fire. So nice. Okay, well, we're back to the hall.
Yeah, and straight across,
Okay.
they have what they use as their family room.
Okay. Oh, nice. Den, birds, comfy. Ooh, I love a wall of bookcases.
Just say you love a built-in.
I do. Golly Moses. That's what Adrian wants.
And look, original door hardware.
Oh, yeah, the old carpenter locks. My husband loves those suckers. And it's funny that they had them and then they put these up, I guess, because they didn't want to. I'm gonna run to the grocery store and take my key. Okay, there. I don't want to lose that key. That would be bad. Yeah, this makes sense to use this as a den with the built-ins, doesn't it? Now, I remember this room because this is the playroom. What they use is the playroom.
Right, and look at as well. This would have been the informal family dining room.
Is that what the Dixons used it for?
As many times as I came in here,
I feel like they did.
They may have. This would make a very easy downstairs bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, they're a young family and don't need one, but this would be a great one.
If you wanted a master downstairs.
Without losing a room. I mean, you
Yeah.
still have 2 living
Plenty of
areas
rooms.
and a dining room.
Uh-huh. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
There is a basement in this house, which is unusual in Edenton because our water table is high. So, right, if you dig enough, you're going to reach water. But old houses of this era have basements that were used as coal cellars.
Oh.
So some of them remain. And it's not usable space like most people think of a basement. It's just sort of there. It might hold some components of a house, but you don't use it as, living space.
Uh-huh. A hangout spot. Oh, so pretty.
All their artwork is fun, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Should we come back this way? Oh, Dog Man. Amos has just gotten into Dog Man. In fact, you were supposed to find me some Dog Man books.
Was that?
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm so enamored with the paintings. Who painted this?
Look up.
Look up. Okay. Whoa! I almost feel sick.
Isn't that awesome?
Wow. And, they don't build stuff like this now.
No.
Like, I don't even know if carpenters, maybe Down East Preservation thinks they could build the staircase. But, I mean, just to do it rounded like that is something.
Isn't it magnificent?
Yes. Holy cow. That is amazing.
So under the stair, there's a powder room.
Okay, nice. That's perfect. Now, this is interesting. This door. Must have been when the house maybe ended right
Yes,
here.
That is 100% what it was.
Uh-huh. Huh.
The house
Pretty.
ended. So this is an addition And this was put on by Morgan Francis, who's still around here. Super talented.
Ooh, he is the carpenter from the ages.
Yeah, super talented. Watch your step. There's a step down.
Okay. And this is a little bar, because this goes to the playroom area.
Yeah, the butler's pantry.
Butler's pantry.
Nice. What they use as a playroom, but was the casual dining.
Oh,
family dining.
that's so cute.
And sweet.
Uh-huh.
Kitchen has lots of good bright light. Like it or not, I tell people, people are going to gather in your kitchen. And this is a great entertaining kitchen with, plenty of space for people to hang out and around.
This party is good to have people over. I mean, this house is good to have people over.
That's awesome flow for...
Yeah, like I've been here and there's hors d'oeuvres on the counters. People are outside. We're not going to go outside yet, but I'll just give you a little taste of what's outside, which is super awesome. I might live out there if it were me. And it's just a good hangout spot.
Yeah, it's a great layout.
And then you've got a little secret room over here. What's this?
So notice this is an original built-in.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And then this room is a result of the addition, and it's just a little small den or office, whatever you'd like to use it for.
Well, I would use it as an office. Like,
tucked away. Me too.
oh gosh, like it is a good
But
office.
wait till you see upstairs.
There's another office. Yes, one time. But where's this go?
That's a secret door. You don't need to know about that door yet.
I don't like secrets. And look at this map. Yeah, would be an awesome office space.
This would be where you would try to trick Amos into watching TV.
Well, yes. So when you have a child with autism and you want them to watch TV and make a mess, this would be the room to do it in. And he would be like, "Don't go in there. I want the big TV." MaryScott knows because he really liked going to her house too. Okay.
All right, upstairs.
Upstairs.
One hard left, too.
Okay, hard left.
So another thing that I really like about this house is a really wide, pretty landing upstairs.
We're not going that way yet. You're going to have to wait. Oh, look at these paintings she has. How did I not know about all these? Oh, this book, the built-ins are just fantastic. Holy cow. See, I have to take all my books to the Habitat store.
It's pretty up here.
Yes.
It's
Gosh.
Landing.
Uh-huh. You could have a little train table if you had little people. Oh, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Where do we start? Oh, so love this.
This way.
Okay.
Master bedroom.
Oh, so pretty.
Again, all the chimneys have a fire opening up here too.
And when the chimney sweep has come to my house, we used to live in a house that had 3 floors. And what I thought was interesting is he said the safest chimneys to use are always the ones at the top, right? Because there's less room for cracks. But it's not hard to get them working. But having a fire in a bedroom always seems a little sketch to me. But
I have a fireplace in my bedroom and I've never had a fire in it.
well, that's what I mean. It feels a little... I could see if you didn't have heat, you would do it.
Gas lights might be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. Television, you get a good view.
Aren't the windows so pretty up here?
Yes, and I love that they have a screen here so they can raise that one up if they want to.
But even on a gray day in Edenton, which it is,
Yeah.
it feels light in this room. There's nice
Yes,
light.
it really does.
So this would have been bedrooms originally. At some point, they have taken this bedroom
Oh, pretty glass.
and turned it into, talk about office. You're going to be jealous.
I mean, I might have to move. Oh, God.
Right?
Oh, a closet. I love it. Oh,
Look.
wow. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, me jealous.
All your stuff tucked away.
All your... all your things.
Yes.
And all these good paintings.
Can you imagine?
And look at this. This is a makeup area. She ought to leave this. And look at this fancy light. I'm going in. Okay, let's see. It no work. Well, you don't know how to do it either.
Clearly, and I don't have makeup lights like that.
We don't really know how to work makeup lights. Oh,
It might be
God.
scary if I looked at my face in there.
That is so awesome. Holy.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
And
Oh,
this is brand new redone.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, master bathroom.
Are you ready to move?
I might. I think this was all a trick. I'll get her, and we'll just show the house, and then she'll be like, "I'm moving." Oh, that's my favorite out there. You're going to see that next.
Because you
Yes.
really do want a pool. You can put a pool.
A pool. And that shower's so good too. She did the same thing you did.
Uh-huh.
How did you pick this height for your shower? They said, MaryScott, what do you want the height of your shower to be? She goes, about this high. And she got in and she said, right here, because she didn't want to be in here in her birthday suit and have people walking by.
People. I
People.
don't want my husband walking by.
Mainly her husband.
Yeah. Modest.
Modest. Oh, jelly.
And then look at this closet.
I mean, I just can't deal with the closet space in here. The storage in here is...
Oh. Don't you want it?
Yes.
I know, me too.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And he's a farmer. He doesn't need this good closet. He's going to listen to this and be like, yes, I do. Oh, see, I have to get rid of stuff. And here everything is, all those sweatshirts and hats. Gosh, it's nice.
There's the space in this room.
Yeah. But, in a house nearby, they took this room in the neighbor's house and made this a really big, grand dressing room, didn't they?
Yeah, there are lots of old houses in Edenton. Obviously, in an old house, you had a space to hang your one...
Your one frock?
Yes, you didn't have frocks like we've accumulated now. So you'll see a lot of bedrooms turned closets and dressing rooms.
Uh-huh.
If you can spare the bedroom, right?
Uh-huh. So how many bedrooms are here?
There are 4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms. But obviously, if you wanted to have that be a bedroom, it could be a nursery.
You could, or you could use this space.
Uh-huh. Oh,
right?
now what's this?
So this is a little upstairs sitting room, and they use it for a Peloton, obviously, but this is where you access the 2nd story porch.
Peloton. The hills are alive with the sound of Edenton. Ooh, holy cow. This is nice up here. I'd have a swing up here. That new furniture I saw running down the road, I'd have this up here. Wouldn't you? This kind of porch would make you want to smoke. And look, we can see what the neighbors are doing. And you have real good neighbors. I mean, they keep their... I'm so glad nobody looks over my backyard. Or yours. You have all those creepy copper people.
I do have somebody who looks over my backyard.
Do they ever comment on it?
When my mom sold the house next door to us, and they were looking at the house, and they said, "Now, what's next door? Is that a daycare?"
And she said, no, it's my daughter's
Yes.
house.
There are 2 of everything. She's like, "Yes, she's twins."
Is that a day? You're just moving beside a daycare. Oh, God. Okay. And your shutters close, right?
In theory, but you're not going to close shutters.
Well, if
on
a
the
storm's coming, you might.
You are not.
Well, I would.
No, you're not.
If-
That's nice to say, but the hardware is there. I mean, they're built as working shutters, but that's kind of a thing.
So nice. I want to live in the little cottage across the street. What cottage? Oh, That's the doctor's house. I don't think he's moving. Okay, now we have the other bedrooms. Oh, I just love these bookcases. If you're just tuning in, we are looking at a house that happens to be for sale in Eatonton, built in 1850-ish, and it is a treasure. Oh, I love this carpet up here. Boy, this looks like your daughter's room. Without all the stuff. So
I'm so blessed to have you.
We're very good friends. And I spent 9 hours at her house cleaning out her daughter's bedroom. And this is what I was going for. It not get this far. I mean, this is, but again, good book build-ins will make it, your life not be junky. Don't you think?
Are you calling me junky?
No, I'm just saying a good build-in will help you not be junky. Anybody, not you, me.
I don't need built-ins. I need Carla.
Shh. She has too much stuff.
Let me hide Carla for 2 weeks and come visit you on a live.
Now, we have dressers. She has 2 closets, right?
She does, yeah. And again,
New carpet.
Really tall ceilings on the 2nd floor too. And I look at the scale of the windows, just really special.
I like her drapery panels too.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Plaster.
And these 2 bedrooms, there's a door between these bedrooms that stays closed.
Okay.
And that's because these houses predate air conditioning. That's also why you see transom windows in places. It's so that they could be opened for cross ventilation before there was air conditioning.
Got it. This is pretty. So the 2 bedrooms share this bathroom.
They do.
Okay, nice. Oh, I love it. I love black and white tile too. Aw.
And this is Wood's room.
It's cute fish. Love all Wood's toys and Lego stuff. And this is neat how I guess they took part of the room to put the bathroom in, right?
Correct.
But it looks good.
Yes.
Yeah, it really works. Always wondered what you do because these old houses didn't have bathrooms. Look at that. Amos would like to get his little paws in here. More build-ins. Hat hooks. That's nice. Oh, no, I didn't know this was here. What's this?
Did you? This was part of the addition. And it is a private guest suite.
Oh, gosh, I think I would be back here. This would be my office.
It has a full bathroom.
I know. I would just hide, pretend I was out of town. You could just come in here and nobody would know you were here. You just close that door. Be like, Mommy's got to go. They couldn't get in. This is so nice. Wouldn't you come back here and sleep? If you were just real tired and didn't want anybody to bother you?
That means I would basically live in this room.
Why are they selling?
They are not leaving the area. They are building a house on their family farm.
They have a family farm. And I think that was always their plan long term.
Yep.
Private guest suite. Oh, I'm going to let you peek out the bathroom again. Out the window at my favorite spot back there. This is so nice. I had no idea this was back here. None. Anybody want to Golden Girls this house? You know, that would be a really good idea. You could get like 3 or 4 people to buy it together. I mean, I would do it in a minute. If I were 80, wouldn't you buy this with a couple people?
You daggone right.
I mean, it would make sense. She's just worried. She's worried she and I are going to have to share a bathroom.
That wouldn't bother me.
For that price, we can just...
So we're not going to go to the attic, but there is a full staircase up to the 3rd floor, and you can walk around in the attic. So it's not like scrunching down to store
Right.
stuff. You
So
know,
ornaments,
yeah,
Christmas
exactly.
stuff.
I mean, there's enough space that, you know, if for some reason you need additional living space, it could be finished into a room up there.
In case you want to have 9 children.
right?
You could already have mine in here.
I will tell you a funny story. I was showing this house to someone who was all excited in the lather about Edenton and its place in history and the street. This really is one of the best streets in town, and by saying one of the best streets in town, some of our biggest, oldest, grandest homes are on the street. And they got here and they were just gung-ho and so excited, and they came in and they said, you know, it just isn't going to work for us. And I said, well, tell me what you mean. And they said, you know, the moldings in the house are relatively simple. And I said, okay. He said, I don't know how else to say it, but it looks like it was built by a wealthy farmer. And I got so tickled. I said, welcome to Edenton. I was like, that's what the town was. All of these houses were built by
Wealthy farmers.
Wealthy landowners. Farmers
Right.
are old. They're authentic. They're not, you know, 17 layers of molding everywhere built by a wealthy software developer who knows, you know, a nice house, or, you know, the Biltmore. They are real houses that have been lived in since the day they were built. And anyway, it tickled me. His best description was that they looked to be built by wealthy farmers.
Well, and what I love
our town.
is that you will see different things as you go upstairs. So when you get upstairs, you'll see less of the ornate molding, right? Because it was expensive to do even back then. So you would have done it in your feature living space.
Right, and the house is big and grand, but it's approachable. You know, it doesn't feel stuffy and unwelcoming or uncomfortable.
This is my parents' favorite house in Edenton.
It is.
Yeah, they love it.
It really is beautiful.
When we were moving, they're like, wow, we like that house.
It really is a good one. All right, let's check out Adrian's favorite.
What about the secret door?
Oh, I forgot to tell you that. So, oh man.
What?
Go, I'm going to knock on it.
Where am I going?
I'm going.
You're going to knock on it.
Yeah, you're going to open it up.
Is there a hidden staircase? Oh my gosh, I'd like live for a hidden staircase in my house. Look how pretty that seating area is. I mean, that is like makes me want to come in here and take a picture. Well, I know you didn't just run. Where are you?
Right here.
Oh, so there is a darn secret staircase.
Look where I am.
Where?
Well, walk in there.
I can't. There's boxes in the way.
Oh.
Come down here. You can get through.
Is this not your dream?
Yes, I love a back staircase.
You hear somebody knocking at the front door,
Oh, and you can.
and you fly up the back stairs. This goes to the master office.
So this was when they had people helping. They had the servants, the helpers, use the back stairs. But I love a back staircase. I grew up with one. Oh, gosh. Do they not use it?
No. But this is how you would pop up to your
Well,
office.
and if there's a fire, it's really nice to have a back staircase.
All right, I'm coming back the other way.
You just outed her junk closet. Yeah, everybody's got to have a place to put all their stuff they're going to like give away in a minute. Jeez, let's peek in the closet. Let's see. Oh, that's a real good coat closet. I mean, people want to know where this stuff is. This is beautiful. Boy, this is built in original. Oh, I might leave the doors open.
It smells so good in here too, doesn't it?
Yes, it's so clean and straight and nice. You winded?
No. I've been working out.
Really?
Yeah.
Working out what? They have one of those good ice makers.
The details of my life.
Working out the details of my life. That's about the truth. Okay. La 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 la. They got their grill. No, I didn't see this room.
So this room
I mean, this is like just awesome.
is a separate room.
Yeah? With dog kennels
It's
in
the
it.
doggy room. But it could be
Gosh.
an office. It has been lived in as an office before. The pups are in there, so we're not going to.
Oh.
But it
Boy,
is
it's
detached.
nice. And it has
It could be an
built-ins.
office, it has built-in studio, any kind of space.
I tell you what, you could make it an apartment, rent it out as an Airbnb.
Yes, you could.
And it would be real full.
Oh, look at that pretty.
I know, I noticed that.
Compass.
I don't know what it is. Not
It's
sure.
really neat.
I noticed it right when we came in. It was so light and pretty. I love how they have.
Outbuildings for storage.
What would they have been originally?
Smokehouses.
Smokehouses, both of them. The one with the glass? What would it have been?
I don't know.
No.
I might have made that up.
It could be my new art studio.
Yeah, because Adrian's taking up painting.
My
You hear
painting.
the church bells?
I love the church bells. Oh, you can see right downtown too. That's nice.
But you do have a tall fence around. And look at this outdoor living space. I mean,
Gosh,
it
talk
is
about.
Shangri-La.
Let's just come down here because this is where Adrian would live. And you really could have a pool if you wanted one, couldn't you?
Yep.
Oh, I'd be so tempted. Put it right there.
Right in the heart of downtown Edenton.
I mean, it's like you're on a farm.
You can walk
But you're close to everything.
Dinner. You can walk to the hardware store. You can walk to the movie theater.
Smilac.
Walk to the water.
Have a fire.
Sit by the fire.
Have supper. A lot of grills out here. Run inside. Play basketball in a great big concrete pad, which I'm a real fan of. And you have very nice neighbors next door.
Lots of off-street parking in this house. And a garage.
Yes, that's right. The garage. Imagine how much. Looks like a nice area to walk in. Heck yeah, it is. Let me walk around this way. Yeah, so you can, it's so nice for kids to have a place to ride their bikes or play basketball. Beautiful yard, magnolia, hydrangea, gardenias. They have just some of the best. What is the asking price? It is $1 million. And I wonder how much it would cost to build today.
Oh.
This lot would be worth $500,000 or maybe more because it's huge. And just to build an addition on your house, one room is about $100,000. I mean, this is a $4 million deal, minimum. Not to mention all the old stuff. And it doesn't come up for sale. I think that's the thing is houses like this don't come up for sale very often because once people move in, they typically stay.
The heated square footage makes this house priced down at $212 a square foot. And
$212 a square foot.
Anything close to this for $212 a square foot in this day and time. I mean, you can build this house for $400 a square foot.
Right. Huh. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Dining room. I like these paint colors too.
Yeah.
Tan.
It's soft.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions?
Any questions? No water view. Oh, you can see the water. You just have to peek. Don't you see it right there through the trees? Right there.
You cannot.
I can. If
I
I
have
have
a water view when it rains.
Yeah. You're 2 blocks
But,
back from the
that's
water.
something that a lot of people talk about. Like, oh, if I'm going to be in Edenton, I have to have a water view. Nobody's going to tell you that a water view is not nice. But there is an awful lot to be said for living smack dab downtown. There's elbow room around this house. You do not feel, it's not close enough that you feel like you even have to speak. I mean, you would because it's a friendly place, but to have this amount of elbow room smack dab downtown in a historic town is really unique.
How many bathrooms are there?
So there are 3 full bathrooms.
And 2 halves, right?
And
maybe 1 half. Maybe 1 half. 1 half.
Yeah.
Any air conditioning? Yes.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it has air conditioning.
Heat and air. Air conditioning is not a luxury
Where
in
is
Eastern North Carolina.
Where is the laundry room?
So there is a closet on the stair that you can have your choice. You can have laundry there, or there's a really deep closet in the guest suite that they have chosen to use as laundry.
So upstairs, Veronica just said $250 a square foot in Carteret County. So yes, and I wouldn't think there'd probably anything like this, is there, Veronica? Is the house haunted? Not that we know of.
No hearing, and we've never heard of any paranormal activity.
Is any of the fencing outside original?
I have no idea of the age of the wrought iron fence.
There's a wrought iron fence that is beautiful, and if it's not original, it's been here a long time.
Yeah, it's old.
Will you be posting this on YouTube for those that don't have Facebook?
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll put it on my YouTube. Do you have YouTube? Yeah.
I might have an account, but I haven't done anything on it in years.
YouTube kind of leaves me. I have a 9-year-old who really likes YouTube. If the new owners need a nanny, tag me. I can't believe this house is not millions more. Average ordinary homes in Charleston have recently built or almost going for $1 million, just plain old houses.
Yeah, and you'll see that it's been on the market a couple of months, which is not unusual in Edenton. I call Edenton an elective market. Nobody has to live here. In a place like Charleston, people are coming and going for jobs all the time. In Edenton, we have the pleasure of living among people who choose to live here, not that are forced to live here for a career. And this is at the higher end of our market, and these houses take a while to sell. It's got to be the right fit. It doesn't mean that it's incorrectly priced or that it has any, thing wrong with it. It just, sometimes takes a while to find the right match. And when you get in this price range in a lot of small towns, people who are looking in this price range, I see a ton of people who can afford it, but I don't see a ton of people who are excited about, almost 5,000 square feet of living space. They just don't need it anymore. So,
property tax rates in Edenton.
About $1 per $100 of valuation in the city. And obviously that's the highest because in the city you pay both city and county taxes. So about $100 on this particular house, about $10,000 a year.
So Cynthia Harding is commenting. She has a lovely house on the Courtyard Green about a block away. And she said, Edenton is about more than water. Love this house and thought it would sell in a week. It is fabulous. Yeah, I think when I first moved to Edenton, I lived out in the country. And I thought Edenton was wonderful and magical and would bring in the stroller, the triple stroller, to walk and do all sorts of things. And then when we moved to town, I was like, holy cow, if you're going to live in Edenton, to me, other if you had family land or something, living in town is what is so magical about Edenton.
It really is.
Our children go to get ice cream. They go to the movies. They can go to dinner. They can do all these things totally independently. And it saves us from driving here, there, and yonder.
Well, and it depends on your personality. I see people in this business who say, I'm really like for my home to be, my refuge or my respite. Like I I'm not a hermit, but I prefer to live privately. And, you know, so there are people who make that choice. But if you are interested in really immersing yourself in a community, a downtown option is a great way to get to know people who live here and the town itself. We are not a click your garage, clicker and drive in. You know, people who have garages don't put cars in them.
Yeah. I don't even know if my car can fit in my garage.
It's never been in there, has
No.
it?
The garage is where you keep all your crap.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, especially, you know, the Northeast, our garages are your basements. They're just kind of overflow living space. And most houses in the historic district don't have them because they wouldn't have been built. You know, the garages that are here were likely built as carriage houses.
Your horse and carriage.
Converted. Yeah.
What is the population in Edenton?
We have a little over 5,000 in the town and about 15,000 in the county. And if you look at census data, it shows that it's slightly declining. I really don't think that's true. I think that's just, you know, numbers can say different things. My mother grew up here. I've grown up here, and the population has been steadily basically the same our whole lives. And you notice just in the time that you live here, how many houses you've seen built in new neighborhoods. And I think it's because people are having second homes and claiming somewhere else as their primary residence. So
because it's definitely busier here than when I moved. I mean, when we first lived downtown on a Sunday evening, we would go walk to get the children exercise.
And it was ghost town.
And there wasn't a soul there. Now you're like, I can't find a parking place.
Right. So the activity,
a lot of activity.
It does not, the data that you might see about a decreasing population is not the reality of how it feels. And I don't know enough about facts to tell you why, but my guess is that a lot of people do have second homes.
What is our closest large city?
So we are an hour from Chesapeake, Virginia. I live downtown and I can drive to the Norfolk airport in an hour and 20 minutes. Greenville, North Carolina, which is home to ECU, East Carolina University, and they have a major hospital, of which our small town hospital is a part, is an hour and 15 minutes away. And then we're 2 hours from Raleigh. So we are really, have convenient access to a lot of nice stuff without having to live in the middle of it.
Connie wants to know, would the furniture and window treatments be available for sale? So, Connie, I'm going to tell you this. Everything's for sale for the right price. So if you are serious about buying this house, I expect to get a text from you this afternoon. Send Mary Scott a message. And yes, for the right price, things are for sale. For the right price, I'm for sale.
How much?
You can't afford me. Is Edenton a gay-friendly town, and does it support diversity?
Edenton is a gay-friendly town. Yes, and I would say Edenton supports diversity. I mean, we're a normal place. You know, you're going to have people who think we're wonderful and welcoming, and then you're going to have people who say, oh, I didn't feel that. It's more about you, I think, than the community and how you choose to choose your own outlook.
Well, you
but
said
I have
to me,
gay friends here who are happy as can be and absolutely love it. And I have people who've said it's the most welcoming community they've ever lived in. I'm completely transparent, probably sold 2 houses for people who said, you know, I just didn't feel like a great fit for me. And I've been doing it 20 years, and I really only can think of 2. So,
not because they were gay, just in general.
No, yeah. I mean, they said, is it welcoming?
Right.
There's a phrase that people say, if you embrace the town of Edenton, it will embrace you. And I really do think that's true. I tell people all the time.
Yeah, I like this.
Nobody's going to beat on your door and drag you out of your house. But if you make an effort to meet people and get involved, you'll be hugged up so tight. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and there's so many community events similar to Beaufort, North Carolina, I think, is that you can sign up. I was telling a family that had moved here a few years ago, she was kind of saying, well, I want to meet people. Well, you got to go to Shrimp by the Bay, and you go to all these activities where you buy a ticket, you go volunteer, you join the Weeders, you can join Friends of the Library. Like, there are opportunities here to me than if I lived in Raleigh. I'd be like, well, where do I even start to make a friend?
Well, and I think the difference too, like in a city, you can have all this activity going on around you, and it's still the same thing. Like, you choose how much to get involved, but you don't look around and say, I don't feel like there's nothing going on, because you're watching everybody else do it. In a small town, it's the same way. But you have to, just like in a city, you have to step out. I was talking to somebody and they said, oh, I've been in Edenton for 2 years, and it's just, the people aren't friendly, and I haven't really met anybody. And they're still here, by the way, they haven't left. And I said, well, they were talking about their interest. And I said, well, have you been to the Arts Council? They have wonderful openings and
like
food
every
trucks
month.
and music. And she said, no, I haven't checked that out yet. And I said, okay, well, did you go recently there had just been like a Shrimp by the Bay or some event. And I said, did you go to that? She said, no. And I said, well, what have you tried to do that you felt like, people were unfriendly? She said, well, we really haven't gotten out. And I just turned my head a little bit, and she said, I know. I mean, that sounds silly. And I said, well, I mean,
What is going to happen?
Well, you can't think that people haven't been friendly if you haven't been anywhere, because they're not going to come have a party on your porch unless, you invite them to a party on your porch. So it really is kind of what you make of it. And obviously small towns aren't for everybody, or they wouldn't be small towns anymore. But those of us who live here really treasure the relationships, I think, is what it's all about, and the sense of community and camaraderie and the sense of caring that comes along with living in a place like this.
Is Edenton cliquish?
I don't think so. I always tell people, I said, actually the brother of the person who lived in this house for a long time lives in Beverly Hall, and they have holiday, like Christmas Eve dinner, and a large portion of the people who attend that Christmas Eve dinner are people who weren't from here and don't have family here and have been here less than 10 years. So no, I mean, I think you can, again, sit at home and say everywhere is cliquish, but I really don't think it is.
Well, and if I can answer as somebody that has lived here for 20 years, so I'm sort of a newbie, and my parents are from Ohio, so I'm sort of a Yankee too. But I think I had somebody say that to me. They said, I feel like the in crowd doesn't accept me. Well, what makes a group of people an in crowd? Like, is it your crowd? My crowd is the in crowd for me. Like, what is the in crowd? Like, is it the richest? Is it the
thinnest, the prettiest, the youngest, yes.
Yeah, like, what is an in crowd? To me, when they'll say, well, Edenton's small, well, how many friends can you have? I mean, I feel like I'm overloaded with friends. I mean, it's hard to find time to spend with friends when you have a family and life. And if anything here, you're getting more quality time. I mean, my friends in Raleigh, they call me, they're like, we're driving to Apex. I mean, my daughter and I drove to Rocky Mount. She was like, I mean, what's this traffic? There were like 4 cars at the stoplight.
Yeah, so this is the only place where you can sit through a green light and nobody will beep at you.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is true. The in crowd is your crowd. And that's another thing that I love about this. Like, obviously, we're close friends, but I go play cards for 15 years or more with a group of friends that you probably don't even know some of the people in it. It's not like we all know everyone. I see a whole different crowd when I'm at the soccer field, and I love those friends. And then we go to church with a different group of friends. It's not so small that, even you living here aren't going to have just one group of friends. Well, and there's a lot of intergenerational mixing, which is unique and fun too.
Big time. Yes. So people I might have friends in their 70s. My neighbor is a friend, and we drink wine together. I mean, she is a friend.
Right. And she's really your friend.
She's really my friend, not just like a neighbor. Yeah, she's my friend. The other thing I think is interesting is Wait, what were you just saying before intergenerational?
About different groups of friends, like you might have, you have friends from your kids' school
Oh,
that I don't
yeah.
know.
So, and I think one of the biggest things I noticed, I grew up in Rocky Mount, about 60,000 people, and I didn't know the plumber's daughter. I didn't know the UPS guy. We're here, Candace, who owns Downtown Diva, her husband drives the UPS. Or Alan Nixon, his daughter and my daughter are really good friends, and he coaches soccer. So here you're seeing people in a variety of ways where I think there's more, I hate to say cliquish in Raleigh, like those groups aren't intermingling. Where here, like I was at the fair the other night, perched up on the rock and roll house, because my son Amos really likes the fun house, and a woman came up and said, I'm Farrah, and I've been wanting to meet you, and I have a son with special needs, and he's 7, and, could we get together? And I was like, yes, let's exchange numbers. I mean, that's really nice to...
Right. It's nice to know the people in your community. And I say that, one of the biggest blessings is having graduated from public high school here and knowing so many people who keep the wheels of this town turning. And I don't mean just the people that might have been in my house, just like you said, the electrician and the manager of the cellular store.
The mailman.
The mailman.
His wife was the pre-K teacher,
Right. And that's sort of harkens back to the way old town, or it was 50 years ago, where you sort of knew all the characters in a community.
There are lots of churches. There is a Baptist church within walking distance, a Presbyterian church within walking distance, an Episcopal church within walking distance, a Catholic church within walking distance. Did I get them all? And a Methodist church within a bike riding distance.
Right.
So, yes, plenty of churches. And I think people...
And from here, you literally can walk to the hardware store, to the drugstore, to the movies, to the water, to your choice of several restaurants, to the post office.
To see Adrian.
Can walk to Adrian's house.
Adrian likes visitors, especially if they bring food, like leftovers. Well, this was fun.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Are we going to do this regularly?
Say that word again.
Regularly.
You want to go in the houses that we have for sale?
It's kind of fun. I might be sort of picky about which ones I go in. This is interesting.
It is. This is a good one.
I know a house. Let's do your house.
No. It's
not for sale, but it's very fun. Do you remember my condo in Raleigh? I'm just kidding. It's just a joke.
You are just so hard on me.
No, I'm not.
What are you going to do?
Thank y'all. Make sure you send a message to something.
What are you going to do if I divorce you? Who's going to be your friend?
I'm going to have to find a new friend that moves in this house.
Yes, you could buy your for $1 million. You can buy this house and be Adrian's new friend.
Can I be your cook if I move there?
Until she knows enough about you to pick on you.
Yes.
I'm not a hoarder. You know I'm not. But I do like things.
She liked things. Well, if I had loads of money and was moving, I'd be getting this one. Well, that's good to know, Katie. Yeah, I need help with cooking because I have currently some burn. I look like
these bandages.
I look like Edwards. I look
these
like Edwards.
bandages.
I'm trying not to get an infection.
Did you have Amos tape them on
No.
for Blair?
I felt like I was like 3 minutes a baby trying to tape on a diaper. I'm trying not to get an infection, darn it.
I've never heard of anybody worried so much about surface burns getting an infection.
Well, but the doctor may be nervous. Look.
That is like a scrape.
Well,
at this point,
just be careful.
I think you can give the bandages up now.
Shh. That was great. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mitchell, for tuning in. We had a good time too.
Fun to be with y'all.
Yep.
Bye.
Carry on. Bye.